Hi YouTubers. Well, it's come to that time. It's only taken 3 years, but I've managed to get that score count of 1,000 subs. Hey! Unfortunately, I strongly suspect that quite a lot of those people who did subscribe to me aren't actually still there. However, it's nice to get there, and hopefully I'll get some more. If I don't care really, but it is nice. Thank you to all the people recently who have subscribed to me. Unfortunately, I don't know who you are unless I go through all my subs and try and pick you out, because YouTube wasn't sending out anything to tell me I had any new subscribers for a while, and so I didn't know about it. I did realise that the count was going up, but I didn't know who anybody was. I started looking and saying, oh, you know, but there's so many, I just can't tell. Still, if I haven't said thank you, I'm saying thank you now. Good. Now, with 1,000 subs video, I noticed people do them now and again. I didn't do 101 or 501, so I thought, well, I really got to do something for the 1,000. And you tend to do something a bit different. And I recently have been rebuilding an say rebuilding because it was sort of broken and not working, needed some new electrics putting in, and an old cine projector, because back in the 1970s I was into cine film. We didn't have videos then, those modern things like this, and I thought for my 1,000 subs, well, actually it was a second thought, I've got to be honest, it wasn't my first thought. My first thought, I did a brilliant video. It took me hours, and I did this really good sort of one of those Hitler videos, you know, where Hitler's ranting, and I really enjoyed making that, and I thought it was really funny. Showed it to my friends, they went, oh, it's brilliant, and then I tried to put a sort of prelude one on to give it a go at 966 subs, sort of promoting the next video coming up. And Constantine Films, the makers of that film, which doesn't deserve a mention now, anyway, they decided to block all films, anything containing that film, so I can't do it, which is a shame. But I have this new idea. It's really showing you what my life was like, how I grew up, and what type of upbringing I had. Showing film from sort of 1976, 1977, and it's at my school. I was quite privileged, really, when it came to going to school. I didn't really appreciate it at the time, but I went to a boarding school, and my parents, they just ran a cafe, a transport cafe, you know, for lorry drivers, truck drivers, if you like, truck stop, truck drivers or lorry drivers, depending on which country you're in. We say lorries. They would basically stay overnight in this place, and obviously it's a cafe as well. They'd feed them. It was a very dingy place, dingy, that's the word. I'm not starting again. Anyway, it was a very dingy place, and basically my parents weren't rich. They're both working class parents. They come from poor backgrounds, and they decided to send me to this, what they thought was a really posh school. Now, the other week, in fact only last week, I was watching one of these articles on telly about a children's home in Africa or something, and a lady said on it how disgraceful it was that they had bunk beds in their rooms, and they had to share a room with 12 children to a room. And I thought, hang on a minute, that was just like my boarding school days that my parents spent a fortune on. And anyway, I've managed to find this old film, and I'm going to talk through it because I've done enough already. You're already like 4 minutes into the video, and crikey, you haven't seen it yet, but it's not. Anyway, here we go. Cut. Okay, so here we are. This is Kimbolton in Cambridgeshire. It's a big old castle that sort of dominates a village. This is the village part. Very old there. There's the old pub that we sometimes used to visit when some of the teachers weren't looking. This is walking out by the castle gates. Some of the kids there. Very nice, very pretty, I suppose. There it is. That's the old castle. My bedroom with us 12 of us shared. It was straight above that door, open door there. And that open window, that was where my bunk was. This is a guy called Ali. He was an Iranian kid actually. The Shah of Iran at the time was in power, and his father was in something to do with that. This is the school. This is the dinner blocks where we would go there and get our lunch and tea, etc. One of those classrooms, which I quite honestly can't remember. It's not a brilliant bit of film, but that's life. And look at that. Yes, that's somebody sleeping in front of the window. But cricket on the lawn, obviously. It's a very, very English place. And here we go. It's one of those bunk beds I was on about. For some reason we did this sort of mad animation, that's the word. And yeah, we decided to strip this guy's bed. Now this is a friend of mine, James. I still know him today, and he's setting a rat trap to put under the dorm floorboards. He cut his finger, of course. There's a picture from the window looking back towards the gatehouse. Villages beyond that. That gatehouse was built by a famous architect called Adam. You may have heard of Adam Fireplaces. Well, this is the Adam Gatehouse. Anyway, that's where we stored the old booze, in theory. Most of the time they're empty actually, but you can make your own wine and all sorts. Been out of focus that bit, but hey, that's the rat trap. We put rat traps down, but we actually had mice mostly. And covering it up and putting the carpet down. There we go. I've been up too bored. Oh, that was the inner courtyard of the castle. That's going into the library. As you see, it's all very, very impressive. The place, Kimbolton Castle, it was rebuilt in the sort of 18th century. And so most of it's sort of 18th century style. Here's a few of my mates down at what we called the Duchess Walk. Duchess Walk was sort of a quarter-mile walk between the sort of science blocks at one end and the castle and school area at the other end. And yes, playing up as children do, you know. And yes, we had just enough time when we were there to smoke a number 6 when you went from one end to the other. This number 6, for anybody who doesn't know, is a sort of small cigarette. And there it is again, the old castle. It seems very posh, but it was in fact quite dingy, quite a lot of it. Sort of school blocks, that was the sort of, what do you call it, assembly area, and this sort of sports hall. And you can just about make out the gatehouse there as well. Hope you're not too bored. There's my mates again. This is at the back of the castle now, a place called the portico area, the library that we saw somebody going in towards earlier. That's behind those big gates again. And as you see, it was all sort of styled in sort of that sort of Greek Roman style. Still very impressive. I wouldn't think I'd go to that sort of effort nowadays. School grounds, just looking again from that portico area. Rugby, cricket, things like that they all did. All the windows had little gargoyles, isn't that nice? Of course it wasn't intended to be a school originally, it was a big estate house. And built for the rich gentry. Oh, look at that, there's my old, that's my old school chaplain. He's responsible for making me an atheist. Yes. Wonder if I'd love to meet him again and tell him that. However, that's a view from the castle looking over towards the village. And this little village of Kimbolton. As I say, marvellous place, still there as the school today. Not many boarders there today, probably because they condemned the dorms. But a couple of my mates there. And, oh, are we running out? No, we're not, there's a little bit left. That was the next year I was there. We had a 6-row room that year. We had single beds. Sort of progressed, you know, getting more beds. Looking out across the countryside again, there's the cricket sort of fields. And, oh, well, it's my girlfriend's house, or a girlfriend's house, that was in the village. And there's the church that we had to go to, of course, every Sunday. And that's looking probably from that girlfriend's house as I was speaking about, towards the castle. Anyway, that's the church again. How exciting is this? And there's the sort of village in itself, a very wide road village sort of thing. I'd probably held markets there once and things. So that was that really, but just a little bit more. Ah, who's this? Yes, this is actually me, because I didn't get any pictures of me on all this. That's me at that sort of time. This was me on holiday in Spain, but I thought, hey, I better put some pictures in so you know what an idiot I look like. Yes, so that was it. Gosh, that must have been really boring, but thanks anyway if you did bother watching it to the end, and peace and take care.